Hi, it's Kathy with Weight Endurance. This is a helpful hints video for one of our sessions in our 4-week strength cycle geared towards race season. This is week 2, session 1. First we'll go through the core work and then the superset. There are 4 movements in the core session and we'll go through each of them. I'll give you tips on how to do the movements properly and then how to reduce the difficulty and possibly increase the difficulty. First, we have a core move called the Pilates 100. It's definitely challenging. Let me show you what it looks like and then we'll break it down a little bit. You start on your back, squeeze your butt, lift your shoulder blades, come up, inhale for 5 pumps, exhale for 5 pumps. Now, it's called Pilates 100 because the 100 stands for 100 pumps of your arms. It's difficult to get 100 pumps in if you're new to this movement, so you may need to break it into 2 sets of 50. That would be inhale for 5, exhale for 5, that's 10 reps. You would do that 5 times, then rest, and then do it 5 more times. If you also need more help, you can bend knees in and keep your back down. So instead of being low like this, you could have your knees up further, and or you can lower your head and shoulder blades to the ground. So it could just look like this. This right here is the advanced version. Just give it your best effort. You will get stronger at this movement as you do it. Number 2, the weighted wood chopper. Wrong animal. Okay, this is a great one. We have done it in the past with bands, but this uses a kettlebell or a dumbbell. I'm going to use a 10-pound dumbbell and show you a few reps per side. So you reach low and out and swing and punch up. Reach low and out, swing and punch up. You would do up to 10 per side and then switch. So now we'll reverse, reach, swing and punch. I love this one because you can feel it in your abdominals, your obliques, and you get some shoulder and hips in there too. Next we have a stability ball, reverse hyper with alternating legs. This is an advanced move. I will show you also the basic move in case you are new to it. First, let's start with how you get on the ball. I find it easier to put the ball in my belly and then roll forward. You're going to have weight on your hands and keep your head down. So what it looks like, let me actually show you the basic version first. I would lift and lower slowly. So I'm squeezing my glutes and lowering. I feel this in my shoulders and my glutes and low back, right here. Now, the advanced version that's on the schedule for today is lifting up your both legs and then lowering one at a time. So it looks like this. Lift, lower one, come back up, lower the other, come back up. Ooh, that one's hard. Kind of makes the blood rush to your head too. So give it a go. It's one of those movements you're definitely going to feel everywhere. Shoulders, abdominals, and glutes and low back. Last but not least, we have a move that's a side plank with an isometric hold that's geared towards working those adductors. Those are the muscles that run along the inside of your legs. We don't do a lot to work those muscles, so this is a really cool move. The side plank will also get your shoulders and mid-back. So you need to find something to raise your legs. It could be, oh gosh, just stuff you have in your house. I'm going to use the box I have in my garage. I'm going to put a towel on top of it so that my knee doesn't get bruised. You can go lower if you are newer to this movement. That would be a modification. So I'm going to go into a side plank, resting on my forearm. I'm going to put my top leg, my top knee, on the box with the towel. I'm going to lift up into a side plank, so I get to work this shoulder and back, and I'm going to have this leg in the air. The muscle that's working the most besides my shoulder is the adductor of my top leg, and I would hold for up to 20 seconds or more if you can. Now, if you want to make this even more difficult, but be careful that you don't strain the inside of your knee, as you could push that box or bench or stack of something away from you and just put your top foot. You're definitely going to feel this like way more in the knee and the groin, so be careful. Don't overdo this, especially the first time you do this session. And you switch sides, of course, and work on the other side. So that's the core set. You would go through each of the movements 3 times if you have the available time in your session. The superset, we have 6 different movements. We're going to start with a plyometric movement, sort of wake up everything, and then we're going to move through some pushing and some pulling and some posterior chain work. Posterior chain is your low back, glutes, hamstrings, and calves. All right, let's start from the top and go with reactive step up. I'll use the same box I was using, but if you have like a stair step or a front porch step, you can use that as well. And basically, you're just gonna step and lift that knee. Let me see if I can go back here. So you're just gonna pop it up. Just a nice warm up for what's to come. You would do the amount of reps per side that you like, and then switch. You can alternate if you'd rather, but I usually do all the movements on one leg first. Next, we have a single arm row in bird dog position. Now, I usually use my bench, but I'm using my bench to hold my iPad today. So I brought a kitchen chair out to the garage so that you can see that you can use things you have in your house. So how this works, it's definitely an advanced rowing movement, is I'm going to put my inner knee on the chair, hold on to the chair with that same hand, raise my leg in the back. Actually, I do it the most difficult way. Put that outside leg on the bench, and then the inside leg will be raised, and I'm going to pull up, row. So I'm keeping my balance and having to really use my core muscles and my glutes to have that leg in the back. Sorry I confused you. The first version is much more difficult, but you're having to stabilize. If that is too hard, don't worry about it. Just do the movement we had in the previous session, which is that bent over row, and you would just pull from here. That's also a great movement. Next, we have a lunge with a twist. I'm going to demonstrate with a 10-pound kettle or dumbbell because I find it challenging enough with that twist. You can do this as a forward lunge or a reverse lunge. I'll show both. So you'd step, lunge, reach and twist. Step with the opposite leg, reach and twist. You could twist to the inside or the opposite of what I was showing you, but it's going to be more challenging if you twist that direction. Do whichever feels the best. You can also do a reverse lunge where I reverse back or lunge back and then twist. And again, you can twist either direction. That feels more comfortable. You don't have to drop your back knee all the way. Just keep it steady, keep it stable, start lightweight and see how that goes. A push-up. So a basic plank push-up would be like this. And if that is too difficult for you at this point, lower your knees and do a push-up. Or you can use something like a box, a chair, or a bench, have your hands on that and do a push-up. Or you could just do less. Maybe you can do 5 of these plank push-ups, but you can't do 10. That's great, do 5. You'll get stronger as you go. 2 more movements. We have a single leg Romanian deadlift into hip flexion. You'll see this movement a few times through the program. Let me show you what it looks like, and then I'll give you a modification. All right, so I'm going to hold the bell in my right hand. My right leg is going to go behind me. My left knee is soft, and then I'm going to pull up to my front rack position and raise my right knee. So down, up, down, up. That is definitely challenging to add that clean into a front rack position. So if you are new to Romanian deadlifts, just do the basic one without that knee flexion, that hip flexion. And that would look like this. I find it easier to hold the bell with 2 hands, and I will just lower the bell and stand up tall. Lower the bell and stand up tall. Now watch me from the side. Hopefully you can see my pants. This knee is soft, and notice how my back stays really engaged. So lower and back up. I don't want my back to be rounded. It needs to be very controlled and safe. Okay, last but not least is a kettlebell swing. That is a dynamic movement where you're really using some powerful glute action. If you don't have a kettlebell, you can do it with a dumbbell. It's just not maybe as comfortable to hold the dumbbell instead of the kettlebell for a kettlebell swing. So if you have a heavier one and you're good at this, you can use it. I'm going to use a 30-pound, but if you are new to the movement, start lighter. You're going to pick up the bell, and then you're going to, I'll show you from the side. You're going to rock your butt back and then pop your hips. So I'm keeping everything very controlled. I'm squeezing my glutes strongly. And I don't want my upper back to round either. I try to keep it as controlled as possible. Later in this program, you'll see a single arm kettlebell, but you can always revert back to the basic double arm kettlebell. It's a great move. Okay, have fun with this program. You'll get stronger as you go. If you have questions, send me a message. I'm happy to help you. Have fun.